Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot, and I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. I thought about waiting a couple days before I did this, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it right now while it's still fresh in my mind, and so I don't forget important things that happened and stuff like that. But Battle of the Gods English dub review. Now you may be saying to yourself, Thundershot, this is a year old, the English dub came out, but you've already seen the Japanese, everybody's already seen the Japanese version, why would you do a review on this? Well, I know that this movie's been out for a while. This is a review on what I thought of the English dub and how it translated over. Mainly this review is for people who were either on the fence about seeing it while it's still in theaters, or people who already know that they're going to wait for it to come out on DVD or wait till they can catch it online or something, and just want to know how it was, because I went and I just saw it opening night. Battle of the Gods in English, and yeah, here we go. So first things first, I'm just going to point out, I still believe the Funimation dub Goku, Sean Schimmel, is an infinitely better Goku than whoever does the Japanese dub. No disrespect to him, but it's just the Japanese style Goku sounds not like Goku. And then, of course, when Schimmel comes in the Funimation dub, he actually screams, he sounds manly, he's a badass, everything is all hunky-dory. But anyways, first thing I want to point out, maybe the one thing I liked about it a lot, actually, let's look at the whole picture first, just covering from the very beginning. In the Japanese version, I noticed myself with the subtitles, because the translated version we've all seen isn't even the best translated it could be. Like, there are a lot of phrases and sentences that don't necessarily make sense. Sometimes they block out words because they couldn't fully translate it. So you spend a lot of time in the translated version trying to figure out what it says. And I'll tell you guys, when I watched the Japanese translated version originally, once the movie was over, I thought it was so-so. And there were a couple, like, it wasn't my favorite movie. I didn't hate it. And I'm not looking overall at what it's going to do for the series, how God's going to change anything. I'm just saying, focusing on the movie itself, after seeing the translated Japanese version with the subtitles and everything, I thought the movie was alright. It didn't strike me as amazing. I didn't hate it, like I said. But it was eh. And there are so many things that I caught rewatching the English dub, and there are going to be spoilers in this, by the way, for anyone who didn't expect that. There's going to be spoilers. But there's so many things I caught in the English dub. There are jokes that got by me that didn't get translated very well. There were certain scenes where things were said that I didn't catch, that some of them are kind of important. For example, let's clear up right now Master Roshi, when he yells, when Vegeta attacks Beerus after Beerus strikes Bulma. By the way, his name is Beerus. That's something we've known for a while, but for those of you guys who didn't, his name is Beerus. Bills is how it was first kind of translated, because it was spelled, if you translate the Japanese to English, it's spelled, or it was spelled anyways, B-I-L-L-S. With the way it's worded, but it's Beerus. It's 100%. The English translation is Beerus. The Bills was just a mistranslation that got really popular. Anyways, oh, and also I've been saying Whis' name wrong the whole time. I've always called him Whis. It's pronounced Whis, as if it were spelled W-E-E-S-E, or something like that. It's Whis. His name is Whis. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, okay, so when Beerus strikes Bulma, Vegeta freaks out. He's my Bulma, you know what I mean? He goes crazy, Super Saiyan strong. He gets a couple good shots in on Beerus. And Master Roshi, and I paid specific attention to this scene because I really wanted to know for sure. Master Roshi said in the translated version, we basically understood that he surpassed Goku. Now the question was, did he really surpass Goku? Was Master Roshi, was that a poor translation? Was Master Roshi not giving us the full story? How does that work exactly? Because to me, I still believe it's kind of BS that a Super Saiyan 2 can surpass a Super Saiyan 3 with the crazy multiplier that's going on and the fact that base form Goku is still stronger than base form Vegeta. But just to clear it up, in the English version, 100%, Master Roshi says in his rage, he has surpassed Goku. So for a brief 2 seconds, as most of us probably thought already, but for that brief 2 seconds, Vegeta was stronger than Goku and able to get a couple hits on Beerus. Now, obviously, Beerus wasn't fighting almost at all. I doubt he was using hardly any power when Vegeta landed those shots on him, but he got shots in nonetheless. And he took a punch to the face. Beerus punched him in the face, and he pushed it back. We already knew that, though. That's stuff that we've already seen. But personally, not to get too off topic here, but personally, I hope they don't take that route any further. I hope they don't make Vegeta have a rage mode that Gohan had, because we've already seen that with Gohan. That was Gohan literally from the beginning of Z all the way to the Cell Saga. We saw that whole thing already. It took, like 3 or 4 full sagas with Gohan. We've seen that already. I hope they don't take that route with Vegeta. I'm fine with Vegeta being stronger than Goku for a point in time eventually, maybe in the next movie or something, but I hope they don't take that route. Anyways, back on track. Just a couple things that really got cleared up for me. A lot, and I said it before, but a lot of jokes got through that I didn't get before, and I found myself laughing a lot in that movie, and it makes me rethink the next movie. For those of you who don't know, I have videos up on my channel of the new DBZ movie that's going to be released in spring 2015 over in Japan. And one of the things Akira Toriyama said about it is that it was going to be utterly funny. And at first I was like, DBZ's more for the action. Are we sure we want it to be utterly funny? But with how much I was laughing in Battle of the Gods, once I actually got to experience the way it was supposed to be experienced, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being, if they can find a way to make it funnier than Battle of the Gods without losing the action. He also said he was going to be writing a whole lot more action scenes than this one. So it makes me really excited for the next movie, because Battle of the Gods was pretty funny in my opinion. It's obviously not a comedy, but for what it was, I laughed a bit. And if they're going to make the next one funnier and have more action scenes, I don't see how that's going to go wrong, you know what I mean? Like, it's looking pretty good. Also, one more thing that I didn't quite get in the Japanese version that translated over to the English version better for me is, and it contradicts with what we see coming up, right? So I'll say this first. In Battle of the Gods, it became clear as day, to me at least, that Vegeta says in the end, he says, I get to go Super Saiyan God next time. And Goku's like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. And then right after that, it cuts to Beerus and Whis, and Beerus says himself, or it might have been before then, I think it was right before then, but anyways, Beerus says himself, he says, Goku with Super Saiyan God has a lot of potential, I will admit. He says the fight was kind of a disappointment because I still didn't get to use my full power. I can't call him my arch rival, but Goku has a lot of potential. And then he says specifically, he says between him and Vegeta, I could have an arch rival or a worthy adversary sometime in the future. And the fact that Vegeta said he could go God next time, and the fact that Beerus said between Goku and Vegeta, the fact that they even bother mentioning Vegeta, and then the fact that after that, Akira Toriyama did an interview where he said he would want Vegeta to be the main protagonist, points towards Vegeta being the main guy in this movie. Now, why I say that this contradicts is because it contradicts with, first of all, the poster we've seen. The poster that's come up for the next movie is Goku using instant transmission. The trailer we've seen is Goku making a wish to the Eternal Dragon. Vegeta's not even in anything we've seen. Now, granted, it's still kind of early. They haven't released a lot on it yet. But Vegeta's not even in anything we've seen so far, which points away from that. That and the fact that Goku says he's upset when he becomes Super Saiyan God because he had to use other people's powers to achieve that level, and that upsets him. It's a power he's been working his whole life, and he just hit a power he could never even think to fathom to be able to reach completely on his own. And that upsets him that he has to use other people to get that strong. So that's another thing that points away. Why would he want to fuse with Vegeta? And I'm sure Vegeta would think the same way about it, but why would they want to fuse together if they want to be strong on their own? You know what I mean? Like, unless it's a must-do situation, obviously. By the way, the trailer's already out, so it's already been on the internet for a little while, but the Vegeta scene where he has to sing the bingo song is still hilarious. I don't know. I watched that a couple times, the English dub version, before I actually went to see the movie, because there's a video of it on the internet. But it was still funny. Anyways, I probably haven't even got to say everything I want to say yet, but I don't want this video to drag on too long, and I don't remember off the top of my head any further topics. So if you guys have any questions that you would like me to answer about the English dub, for instance, if anything got cleared up. Oh, one more thing. Final rating of the movie, I suppose I should do. So you have to be able to ignore the fact that there are still some kind of continuity errors, some things that don't make sense. For example, some time has passed, but Goten and Trunks don't look any bigger. Gohan, while he stayed Ultimate Gohan while not going Super Saiyan when he went to go fight Beerus, like right, he goes and he grabs Beerus from behind as Ultimate or Mystic Gohan, whatever you want to call him, and then Beerus throws him overhead. He stayed Ultimate that time, but then when it comes time to turn Goku into a Super Saiyan God, Gohan goes Super Saiyan. Now, there was an old theory that said if Gohan went Super Saiyan after becoming Ultimate Gohan, the world would explode or something like that, and clearly that theory is debunked. But the question is like, did he need to go Super Saiyan? No, I don't believe so. It might have been one of those things where he was just doing it because they were all trying to give their Super Saiyan powers to Goku to go Super Saiyan God, which we know wasn't necessary because the first Super Saiyan God didn't need Super Saiyans to go Super Saiyan God. But he went Super Saiyan. I don't think he was, like, obviously he wasn't doing it to increase his power, because if that was the case, he would have done it when he was fighting Beerus. So I think he just did it because it was part of the whole thing. That being said, we know he didn't need to be Super Saiyan, because I highly doubt that the very, very new child still in Videl's womb was Super Saiyan, but you never know anymore. But yeah, Gohan went Super Saiyan as Ultimate. A lot of people said they didn't think he could. I always thought he could, but it would just be a waste of his energy because Ultimate's as strong as he's going to get anyways, without training, obviously. But yeah, there's that. So if you look at a couple of the continuity errors, I mean, Emperor Pilaf and his cronies are children. Goten and Trunks haven't aged any. Gohan goes Super Saiyan. If none of that stuff bothers you, because it didn't really bother me, to be 100% honest. Like, I wish Goten and Trunks would have aged a little like they should have, but it didn't really bother me. If none of that stuff bothers you, if you overlook that, I think it's worth the money to go to the theater, because, yeah, I spent $11 and then $6 on a large pop that I only drank a fourth of. But I think it was worth it, because what the English dub, and I didn't say this earlier, but I meant to, what the English dub being done, what the English dub did for me, was it enhanced the whole movie. I said earlier when I saw it in Japanese, it was so-so. Like, overall, I thought, I didn't hate that movie, I didn't love it. The English dub was able to enhance everything. The action scenes were more awesome. I didn't care for it when I saw the translated version, but seeing Goku and Beerus' fight, where they're actually having the conversation like while they're fighting between punches and stuff like that, I actually really enjoyed that this time around. One, because I wasn't looking at subtitles, but two, the voice acting on everyone was just phenomenal. I love Whis' voice. I really love the way Whis sounded. But I love the fact that they were fighting they were talking while they were fighting, and the action was still super kick-ass what was happening. I mean, but as a whole, the English dub, whatever you saw in the Japanese translated version, whatever you got from that, it's like notably better all the way around, the movie as a whole. It was a snooze fest when Emperor Pilaf and his cronies, like the girl and the dog, whatever, I forget their name, I'm sorry, but when they were on the screen and they were running through and trying to steal the Dragon Ball from the prize party, or from the prize room and all that stuff, and talking to Trunks and everything like that, when there was no action happening, hated that on the translated version. It wasn't my favorite part of the movie by any means, but it was totally tolerable. I would watch it again in the English dub version. It held my attention. Whereas in the other one, I actually found myself skipping it on the few times before when I watched the Japanese translated version. But I've rambled on way too long. I think it's worth it to go to the theater. If not, just know that the English dub is amazing. And it definitely moved this one up. I can't say for sure if it's my favorite Dragon Ball movie of all time, but I know now that it's up there, having just seen it on the big screen. Also, how many times are you going to get the chance to see a Dragon Ball Z movie in a theater? Like, think about that for a second. But anyways, yeah, I've gone on way too long. This video went on way longer than I wanted it to. Did a little bit of talking about DBZ Battle of the Gods, did a little bit talking about my thoughts on the new movie and some more stuff that could potentially be revealed in the future, but that's going to do it for me, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought of it. If you've seen the English dub, obviously, let me know what you thought of it. If you're going to go see it, let me know. Anything like that. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. I hope you enjoyed. Also, I've been on a Dragon Ball Z uploading spree, if you will, lately. Uploaded 2 videos I'm going to leave links to in the description down below. One of them is my favorite villain of all time, where I break down... I'm running out of breath. I've been talking for a long time. But I break down DBZ villains, and I pick my absolute favorite villain throughout the entire DBZ series. And then I have another video that if you don't feel like watching another video, this video is less than 30 seconds. It's called Die Vegeta, and it's a weird one. I'll give you that. It's weird. Watch it at your own risk, but know it's less than 30 seconds. It won't take up much of your time. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Everything I just said, description down below. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I'm Thundershot, and I'm out. Thank you for listening to me today. Peace, guys.